All right, fellow travelers, gather round. Imagine this. You've finally managed to pack your life into a carry-on that definitely doesn't meet the size requirements. Don't worry, your secret is safe with me, and you've arrived at the airport 2 hours early just like the manual said. You're ready for the golden age of travel, but instead, you find yourself staring at a $2.7 million machine that is currently being defeated by a pair of Crocs. Welcome to flying in 2026. If you think airport security feels like a high-stakes game of Simon Says, where the rules change every time you blink, you aren't alone. We are diving into 7 brand new TSA rules and protocols that are making your airport experience, well, let's just say interesting. Before we get into the chaos, do me a massive favor. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're tracking every weird rule change so you don't end up as the person getting a thorough search because you forgot a jar of huckleberry jam. Ready? Let's get into the countdown. 7. The real ID D-Day. It actually happened. After 20 years, yes, 20 years of "we'll do it next year," the Real ID Act finally became the law of the land on May 7th, 2025. For 2 decades, this was the boogeyman of travel, and now it's here to stay. Basically, if your license doesn't have a fancy little star in the top right corner, you're officially a non-compliant traveler. And let's be real, the star is the only part that makes us feel like we're back in kindergarten getting a gold sticker for not eating the paste. The friction here is real. Even though 94% of us manage to get our act together by the deadline, that remaining 6% represents millions of people who showed up to the gate only to find out their standard license is now about as useful as a Blockbuster membership card. To get one, you had to survive the DMV, bring your birth certificate, 2 utility bills, and your social security card, or a pay stub if you lost that card in 2004. It's a 2-tiered system now. If you have the star, you're golden. If you don't, well, you're about to meet number 6. But before we talk about your wallet taking a hit, ask yourself, is a gold star on a plastic card really the pinnacle of 21st century security, or just the world's most expensive "I was here" sticker? 6. The $45 I forgot my ID tax. So, you showed up without a real ID, or maybe you lost your wallet in the Uber. In the old days, you'd have a stressful conversation with a supervisor and maybe get a pat-down. In 2026, the TSA has a new solution: Pay Up. As of February 1st, 2026, if you arrive at the checkpoint without a real ID or a passport, you are referred to the Confirm ID track. It's a modernized identity verification system that comes with a non-refundable $45 fee. Think of it as a traveler's oopsie tax. You pay the fee through pay.gov, get a digital receipt that's valid for 10 days, and then you wait. The TSA says it takes 10 to 15 minutes, but they also warn it can take 30 minutes or more if the system is busy. And once you pay that $45, you don't get a get-out-of-jail-free card. You get the extra special treatment. We're talking full pat-downs, and every single item in your bag getting a manual inspection. It's designed to make the traveler pay for the extra labor, not the taxpayer, but for the passenger who just spent $45 to be told their socks look suspicious. It feels a lot less like modernization and a lot more like a pay-to-play scheme. Speaking of expensive things that take forever, have you seen the new 3D scanners lately? 5. The $2.7 million bin bottleneck. In an ambitious bid to modernize aviation security, the TSA has committed roughly $1.3 billion to the deployment of over 1,200 computed tomography (CT) scanners across the nation's checkpoints. These sophisticated units, averaging a staggering $2,770,000 per machine, represent the pinnacle of current screening tech. By generating high-resolution, 3D volumetric images, they allow officers to virtually rotate your luggage like a 3D model in a video game. The theoretical benefit is clear. Passengers can finally leave their laptops, tablets, and liquids inside their bags, supposedly accelerating the flow of the line. However, the reality of 2026 travel has exposed a glaring flaw. The technology may be smarter, but it is significantly slower. These CT scanners operate with a belt speed that many travelers compare to dial-up internet in a rainstorm. While old-school 2D X-rays prioritized rapid throughput, these 3D units require more time to process the massive amount of data being captured. Furthermore, the physical design of the tunnel is slightly smaller than legacy machines. For the modern traveler with an overstuffed carry-on, this creates a literal logjam where bags frequently become wedged, halting the entire lane. The most frustrating byproduct of this upgrade is the mandatory bin policy. To ensure the sensors function correctly, every single item, from a massive suitcase to a tiny keychain, must be placed into a plastic bin. This has birthed the bin bottleneck, the asymmetry. A group of passengers can breeze through a metal detector in 5 seconds, only to spend the next 3 minutes standing awkwardly at the other end, watching their bags crawl through the scanner like a turtle. The Pittsburgh precedent. At Pittsburgh International, where 12 new state-of-the-art lanes were consolidated in late 2025, some travelers have reported that security feels up to 4 times slower than the previous configuration. It is a classic case of a high-tech solution meeting a low-tech reality. While the scanners are undeniably better at detecting threats, they have turned the security checkpoint into a choreographed dance where nobody knows the steps. We have traded the inconvenience of taking things out for the agony of waiting for everything to come out. Quick pause. If you've ever been stuck behind someone trying to put a guitar case through a CT scanner, drop a comment with your airport horror story. I want to hear about the weirdest thing you've seen flagged. And hey, while you're down there, hit that like button. It helps the algorithm show this to other frustrated flyers. Okay, back to the clown show. 4. The voluntary face scan. Welcome to the future of transit, where your biological data is the ultimate boarding pass, whether you explicitly consented to it or not. The TSA has aggressively scaled its facial recognition infrastructure, deploying CAT-2, credential authentication technology, units to over 80 major airports. The process is deceptively simple. You stand before a lens, the system matches your live image against your digital ID record, and you are verified in roughly 23 seconds. While the TSA maintains that this biometric harvest is 100% voluntary, the reality on the ground tells a much more coercive story. The primary issue isn't the technology itself, but the lack of transparency surrounding it. According to a scathing 2025 oversight report, a staggering 99% of travelers were never actually informed that they had the legal right to opt out of the scan. Instead of clear signage, the agency utilizes opaque bureaucratic jargon like biometric identity technology, rather than a straightforward, "we are scanning your face." For those brave enough to exercise their rights, the experience is often anything but seamless. The social tax. Over half of travelers who requested a manual ID check reported feeling uncomfortable or facing palpable hostility from officers. The manual penalty. Opting out often leads to secondary scrutiny, making a voluntary choice feel like a punishable offense that slows down your journey. Efficiency is the selling point, but the algorithmic bias remains a glaring ghost in the machine. While the system boasts a 99% overall accuracy rate, that precision isn't applied equally. For African American travelers, the accuracy rate in 2025 dropped to 98%. On the surface, a 1% difference sounds like a statistical rounding error. However, when applied to the hundreds of millions of people moving through US hubs, that gap translates to thousands of travelers being wrongfully denied or flagged for manual intervention every single day based on the color of their skin. It turns a high-tech solution into a systemic bottleneck for specific demographics. When the system hums, you're through in seconds. When it glitches, you're just another person trapped in a glass box, waiting for a digital avatar to grant you permission to proceed. Yet, if you find a camera lens invasive, wait until you see the new regulations surrounding your phone charger and data tethering at the gate. 3. The battery visibility mandate. In an era of 4-hour tarmac delays and endless digital entertainment, the portable power bank has transitioned from a luxury to a survival tool. However, as our reliance on lithium-ion technology grows, so does the physical risk it poses to aviation safety. Following a string of high-profile incidents, including 16 documented onboard fires in early 2025 alone, the regulatory hammer finally dropped. In May 2025, Southwest Airlines spearheaded what is now known as the Visibility Rule, a policy that has fundamentally changed how we interact with our electronics at 30,000 feet.
The days of tucking a charging phone inside a backpack in the overhead bin are officially over. Under the new mandate, Any portable charger in use must be immediately visible to the cabin crew, whether it's resting on your lap, the tray table, or tucked into the seat back pocket. The logic is simple. If a battery begins to thermal runaway and emit smoke, the crew needs to see and neutralize it instantly before it becomes a catastrophic fire.
Beyond the cabin rules, the TSA checkpoints have become significantly more stringent regarding the raw capacity of your gear. The current enforcement landscape looks like this: the 100 watt-hour limit. Most consumer batteries, roughly 27,000 milliampere hours, are permitted, but they are under constant scrutiny. The 160 watt-hours gray zone, beefier units, such as professional-grade 160 watt-hour packs, now require explicit airline approval before you even reach the gate. The hard ban, anything exceeding 160 watt-hours is classified as hazardous material and is strictly prohibited from both the cabin and the cargo hold. The complexity doesn't stop at electronics. As of August 2025, even butane-powered curling irons have been completely blacklisted from checked luggage, adding yet another layer to the prohibited list. For the average traveler, preparing for a flight now feels less like packing and more like a chemistry final. To ensure your devices survive a cross-country trek without violating federal law, you're stuck doing the math. It is a lot of mental gymnastics just to ensure you can finish an episode of The White Lotus without a fire marshal intervening. Between the political shutdowns of one and the shoes-on confusion of two, the battery mandate is the final piece of the 2026 travel friction puzzle. 2. The shoes-on policy reversal. On July 8, 2025, the traveling public received the news they had been pining for since 2006. The shoes-off policy was officially declared dead. Secretary Kristi Noem announced that thanks to the widespread deployment of advanced, albeit notoriously slow, computed tomography, CT scanners, passengers could finally keep their footwear on. It was heralded as the definitive end of the socks on the dirty floor era, a return to a more dignified, pre-9/11 style of transit. However, in classic bureaucratic fashion, the rollout has morphed into a masterclass in inconsistency. Instead of a streamlined experience, travelers are navigating a fragmented landscape where the rules change depending on which tile you're standing on. The primary hurdle is the fine print. The shoes-on privilege is strictly tied to Real ID compliance. If your identification doesn't meet the latest federal standards, those sneakers are still coming off. This creates a two-tier system within the same security checkpoint, leading to what frustrated frequent flyers are calling a total clown show. The phased-in approach has only added fuel to the fire. You might breeze through security with your boots laced tight at Baltimore, BWI, or LAX, only to land at a connecting hub where an officer is still barking the legacy order. Shoes in the bin. This lack of uniformity is more than just an annoyance. It's a logistical nightmare. We've reached a tipping point where the confusion over the rules is actually causing more significant delays than the act of shoe removal itself. The human element, hesitation, questioning, and conflicting instructions from officers just 5 feet apart, has created a psychological bottleneck. The anxiety. Travelers now stand awkwardly at the conveyor belt, paralyzed by the fear of becoming the problem passenger simply for wearing Chelsea boots. The inefficiency. When half the line thinks the rules have changed and the other half is following the old guard, the throughput of the expensive CT scanners drops significantly. On paper, this was a win for passenger comfort. In reality, it's a fragmented mess that proves high-tech hardware can't fix a low-clarity strategy. And as frustrating as the footwear fiasco is, it pale in comparison to the biggest headache currently plaguing the 2026 travel season. 1. The political football shutdown. In 2026, the primary threat to security isn't a sophisticated cyber attack or a mechanical failure. It is the volatile nature of institutional instability. The modern traveler's greatest vulnerability isn't the technology they interact with, but the political climate that governs it. This reality hit a breaking point on February 22, 2026, when the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, suspended 2 of its most critical arms, TSA PreCheck and Global Entry, following yet another partial government shutdown. For the average traveler, the frustration was immediate and visceral. Imagine the irony of investing $78 or $120 for expedited service, only to arrive at the terminal and be told that your trusted traveler status has been effectively nullified. Because of a budgetary stalemate in Washington, everyone was funneled into the standard security lines. While the sheer volume of public outrage forced a restoration of pre-check after several grueling hours, global remained suspended, leaving international arrivals in a state of chaos. This wasn't just a minor inconvenience, it was a systemic collapse. By dumping millions of pre-vetted, low-risk travelers back into the general population lanes, the system created impossible bottlenecks at major hubs like JFK and Atlanta. We are seeing the consequences of using security infrastructure as political leverage. To understand the gravity of this, one only has to look at the data, the precedent. A similar shutdown in 2025 drained $6.1 billion from the industry and delayed over 6 million passengers. The volume. In 2025, domestic travel hit a record 904 million people. When the programs designed to manage these massive volumes are toggled on and off like a light switch, the trusted traveler concept stops being a security layer and starts feeling like a high-stakes gamble. The infrastructure simply cannot absorb these sudden shocks. As long as security protocols are treated as pawns in legislative maneuvers, the efficiency and safety of global transit will remain in a state of precarious decline. So, there you have it. Between the $45 oops fee, the $2.7 million slow-motion scanners, and the maybe your shoes can stay on lottery, airport security in 2026 is a wild ride. But hey, at least we don't have to take our laptops out. Sometimes. If you made it to the end of this video, you're officially a pro traveler. Don't forget to grab the What Can I Bring app. And for the love of all that is holy, get that real ID before February rolls around. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button for more travel updates, and I'll see you at the gate, hopefully without a $45 receipt in your hand. Safe travels.